Well, good evening, St. Lucia. Welcome to the DBS Sports. I am Kenson Casimir. We begin with news in track and field. Last Friday, February 9th, it was another successful outing for the CARICOM outdoor record holder in the women's high jump, St. Lucian Laverne Spencer. Competing at the meeting Feminine du Voice in France, Spencer, who has been enjoying a rich vein of form this indoor season, sailed over the bar at 1.93 meters to place joint first with Great Britain's #1 jumper, Katarina Johnson-Thompson. This was the 6th consecutive time that Spencer, the 3-time Olympian, had cleared 1.90 meters or higher on this European tour, a feat that has helped her maintain her status as one of the most consistent jumpers in the world this indoor season. Wow. Well, the final of the 2017-2018 Caribbean Alliance Veterans Football Tournament got underway on Saturday night. Now, in the match being played at the Philip Master Grounds, former champion Soufrière took on first-time finalist Grosley Veterans. Now, before that, Central Vieux-Fort took on Valley Legends in the third-place playoff. In this matchup, home team the Central Vieux-Fort defeated Marbella Valley to finish in the top 3. Yet again, we spoke to a member of the Central Vieux-Fort team.
Well, I mean, we all came here kind of disappointed that we're not playing in the big game tonight, the finals. So we knew that we had to come here and show our fans, what we should have done in the finals, had we made it to the finals, what we should have done in the semi-finals, actually. I mean, it was a good game played with good camaraderie. I'd like to, shout out the Marbella Valley Legends. These guys, they put up a real fight tonight. But of course, Central Vieux-Fort, I mean, we kept our heads, up, and we did what we had to do to take this third place for a second time. Yeah.
In this matchup, Titus Titielva and Andy Boudouja-Baptiste were among the goal scorers as Central defeated the Legends from the Valley 3-2 in extra time. Now, in the final, former champion Soufrière registered a 2-1 victory over Grosley Veterans. Early into this encounter, Grosley took the lead thanks to a clinical finish from Roger Celestin. Grosley would go down to 10 men and Soufrière would equalize when Philippe Fossois found the back of the net. No more goals were scored, which left the game tied at the end of regulation time. In the second period of extra time, Soufrière would find the back of the net in a fortuitous fashion when the Grosley custodian totally missed the ball. We spoke to the coach of Soufrière.
Tonight I'm very happy, I'm very elated of the victory. We worked hard for that, we trained a lot, and it paid off at the end. Congratulations to my players and all those who supported us, all our well wishers. We thank them for coming, and that victory is dedicated to W. Henry.
All right, so how are you guys going to celebrate this victory?
Yes, in fact, it will be in a celebratory mood from all our so we're in a celebratory mood.
So, finals MVP Dorville Edward got the winning goal for Soufrière, who went on to lift the highly coveted Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup thanks to a 2-1 win. The semi-finals of the ever-exciting 2018 DJ Dunga Marcuson Cup was held on Sunday night at the Larissus playing field. At the event, organizers can easily boast of having more than 3,000 patrons in attendance. In front of this absolutely bumper crowd, Rovers United from the Marbella Valley took on DCYO from the Dennery Village. We also met up with the charismatic leader of Rovers United as Valencius Luisi.
Tonight it wasn't really that competitive because frankly we had it in the bag already. Them men were already dead. We just need to take them to the cemetery. That's what we need to do and bury them. I spoke to my guys and we stuck together and that's why we won. Yeah. And frankly, Peter Travel and El Niños, they are very good teams. El Niños, we played them in the national competition that was last year. We defeated them 1-0. The defending champion, they knocked us out last year in the semis via penalty shootout. But frankly, I'm not going to put the cat before the horse this time around. But I strongly believe if we come like we've been playing, we're going to be victorious.
Well, in this game, Gael Emmanuel registered an impressive brace to ensure that United made it to the title matchup.
Well, actually, first of all, I'm going to thank my coach and the father for tonight. I feel so excited about these 2 goals. And I'm glad I'm in the finals. For the last year, I'm good for the finals.
Well, in the first half, DCYO came out and played great football to create some half chances. However, after missing from the penalty spot, Rovers came back to outclass the guys from the Dennery Village to register a strong 2-0 win to send a strong message to the other teams. Now, in the second semi-final, defending champions Peter Travel Young Stars came up against two-time defending champions of Deriso football, El Niños. In this encounter, Parker Gilbert, Anthony Joseph, and of course, Rita Stanislas won the score sheet for the champions as they recorded an impressive 3-0 win over El Niños. Stanislas also had a brilliant attempt, hit the crossbar in this encounter. As a result, the final of this year's event is set. On Saturday, 17 February 2018, Rovers United from the Mambia Valley will take on defending champions Peter Travel Young Stars. This game is scheduled to get underway at 8 p.m. Before this encounter, El Niños FC from Deriso will do battle against DCYO from the Dennery Village. We spoke to tournament organizer Dunga McDonald.
Well, I always knew this year's semi-final would have been a challenge. I mean, everybody had their prediction, including you, Kenson, because Person was looking for you tonight. But I strongly believe, Peter Travel and Rovers will have made it through finals this year.
All right. So, what's your expectation for this weekend?
Well, we're looking to have the finals. That's this coming Saturday right here. And of course, I'm looking this coming Saturday finals to be the finals of the year.
Well, action kicks off at 6 p.m. on Saturday night. Both games will be played in front of what is expected to be a huge crowd at the Larissos playing field. Well, two-time defending champions of the Deriso Football League, El Niño FC. They are serious about the development of football within their club for generations to come. The club officially launched their grassroots program on Friday night at the Deriso Community Center. We spoke to Jackie English, who is the president of the El Niños Football Club.
We had the official launching of the El Niños FC grassroots program.
All right, so tell us how you felt about the proceedings.
In fact, I was overjoyed at the number of parents and students, children that actually turned out. We did send out quite a bit of letters, and tonight I saw quite a bit of parents coming out and actually being here for the activity. Okay, our mandate as a club has always been to introduce children at a tender age to the sport, and through this grassroots program we're expecting that the children will be exposed to the sport at a tender age, so their skills, their talents will be developed. Social skills and psychological skills will also be developed, so holistic development will be achieved.
Present at the launch was President of St. Lucia Football Association, Linda Cooper, who addressed the gathering, coach of the team, Carlos Moncheri, former principal of the Miku Secondary School, Gibeon Ferdinand, executive members of the league, and scores of children set to be part of the program. Ms. English spoke to the persons that ensured the program got off the ground.
First of all, I think kudos goes out to the SLFA for giving St. Lucia football that kind of thrust where we focus on youth and young talents, and of course our parent league, the Deriso Football League, for providing us with the guidance that is necessary for us as a club. Myself, president, along with my coaches, Coach Carlos Moncheri, and our grassroots coach, Nedley Anthony, my vice president, of course, Mr. Promise. And as a team, we have really toiled and labored, and tonight achieving this milestone is really amazing.
The parents and the children were also on hand to take in presentations from members of the club on the various dynamics of the program. Now, the training of the children got underway on Saturday, 10 February 2018 at the Deriso playing field. Of course, we'll have more on this and all the other stories during our Sports Night package. We take a break, but when we get back, an appeal goes out to sports fans to be careful on the roads, and Anglican Infant hosts the school sports at their school. We get an explanation for why when we get back. Well, welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. Another vehicular accident was recorded on Sunday night along our nation's road. This time, the accident occurred along the Bexo Highway. Dennery Soca artist Amper was spotted outside of the two vehicles which collided. Amper was in attendance at the very exciting semi-final of the 2018 DJ Dunga Marcusson Cup. After an exciting performance at Veterans Finals the night before, Amper was down to perform in front of the absolutely massive crowd on Sunday. The accident occurred at about 10 p.m. near the well-known Like It bar in Bexo. DBS Sports and St. Lucia Sports Online was on the scene and can report that no serious injuries were suffered. The finals of the DJ Dunga Markeson Cup is set to take place on Saturday, 17th February 2018, and he's expected to perform. Action gets underway from 6 p.m. at the Larissos playing field. Now, DBS Sports is appealing to sports enthusiasts and motorists to be careful on the roads, especially after events. The Anglican Infant School felt they had no choice but to host their 2018 inter-house competition at the school's premises. Every year around this time, the school partners with the Canon Laurie Anglican Primary to host their calendar event at the Mindo Phillip Park. We spoke to Christine Merville, who is the principal at the school.
We were supposed to have our sports meet at the Mindo Phillip Park, but only on Saturday, God willing, we got word that there is no running water. Now, under these circumstances, there is no way we can have two schools, meaning us and also Canon Laurie Anglican Primary, having sports with our children and teachers under these circumstances. So we had to take a fast decision so that we do not disappoint the children and have fun sports here today at the school.
Well, the lover of sports recounted what she and her staff did to host the event.
Well, I rallied all the teachers. We got a few ideas and suggestions going, and we just put a few items together, a few races. We spoke to our children, we had our match pass and everything, and we decided that we are going to have fun because this is what today was intended to be, and there is no way that we would disappoint our children this morning.
Well, individuals from the school also indicated that the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground may not have been an option due to a similar water situation. The events hosted earlier today included the Guava and Spoon, Sprint, Full the Bottle, and Balloon Bursting. The participating houses included Collymore House, James House, King's House, and Lake House. The St. Lucia National Table Tennis Association commenced their Independence Day Classic Championships over the weekend. On Saturday's competition saw Junior Table Tennis Player of the Year DeAndre Cauldron and Kiana Felix winning the boys and girls under 13 category respectively. After the preliminary round, Kiana Felix defeated Giselle McGowan 3-2 in the girls' first semi-final match. The second semi-final match saw the 2018 Inter-District Champion Janelle Richardson getting the better of her sister Angelique Richardson 3-1. The finals then saw Kiana winning 3-2 in a tightly contested final. After the preliminary rounds, the boys' event went to the quarterfinal stage. DeAndre Cauldron won 2-0 over John T. Serapin. Sunil Bernard won 2-0 over Storm Popo. Nate John won 2-0 over Zaki Malakan, and Jelani Dusoze, he won 2-0 over Adriano Ogis. The semi-final stage saw DeAndre winning 3-0 over Sunil, while Jelani conquered Nate 3-1. The finals then saw DeAndre Cauldron winning 3-1 over Jelani to win his 6th event for the year 2018. The Q Sports St. Lucia Inc. Second Independence 8-Ball Championship continued this past weekend with the 5th and 6th qualifying rounds of the tournament. The 5th qualifier was held at BH Bar in Dennery on Friday 9 February, and Sean Carter of Amico secured the first place in the final match with a 2-1 victory over Miguel Edward of Dennery. Edward also qualifies in second place. The 6th qualifier was held at the Skips Pub in Castries on Saturday 10 February, and it was Zach Maxwell of Amico who claimed the first place with a 2-0 victory over Jelani St. Rose of Midnight Hill Castries in the final match of the evening. Now, St. Rose also qualifies in second place. Well, the tournament continues this coming weekend with matches on Friday 16 February at Riverbank Sports Bar in Migo and at Rainbow 2000 in Granivec Grosley on Saturday 17th. Matches start at 7 p.m. Windward's talisman Devon Smith led from the front as the Volcanoes registered a 3rd consecutive victory in a 1-1 win over the CCC Marooners in the CWI Super 50 on Sunday. After winning the toss and electing to bowl, Kavim Hodge and Shane Shillingford quickly ripped into the Mariners after claiming 3 wickets apiece to eventually dismiss their opponents for 172. In response, Smith made 40 from 65, Larry Edwards 21, and Obed McCoy 14. They held on to ensure victory for the Volcanoes. Former world number 1 Serena Williams made her return to competitive tennis 5 months after giving birth as she teamed up with her sister Venus for the U.S. team in the Fed Cup. In what was a last-minute change to the billing, as the Americans had already won the tie against the Netherlands, the pair lost the dead doubles rubber 6-2, 6-3. But this was never about the scoreline, as demonstrated by the standing ovation and the loud cheers that welcomed back the 23-time Grand Slam singles champion. And among those in the sellout crowd was in Asheville, that's in North Carolina, was baby Alexis. It's great. It's her first match, so I'm glad that she got to see it, Serena said in an uncut interview. Wow, little cutie. And finally, Newcastle won a Premier League home game for the first time since October with a surprise victory. What surprise? Over second-place Manchester United. No surprise there. Matt Ritchie scored the only goal in the second half as the Magpies climbed out of the relegation zone and left the visitors 16 points adrift of leaders Manchester City. Now, defeat for Manchester United raises the prospect of Manchester City being crowned champions when the teams meet up at the Etihad Stadium on April 7th. Should both teams win all of their league matches prior to that, City would only need to draw with the fierce rivals to secure the title that day. Now, in other notable results, Liverpool, they moved to within 2 points of second-place Manchester United after goals from Roberto Firmino and Mohamed Salah secured a comfortable victory over Southampton. Sergio Aguero picked up the match ball after Manchester City's 5-1 victory at home to Leicester, while Tottenham, they defeated Arsenal 1-0. That's sports and so much more during our Sports Night package to show you guys the DBS News. It continues after the break.